Hi.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, my name is Nikki and this is my book nook. Y'all, today we are doing another Battle of the Books reading vlog. I've done a couple of these now and you guys have really seemed to like them. So today we are back with a very special spooky edition of Battle of the Books. We are comparing The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling to Witch Please by Anna Aguirre. I literally don't know anything about either one of these books. I actually bought Witch Please back like in the beginning of September just because I was like, okay, this will be really cute to read in October. It's a little witchy rom-com. And then all over TikTok, all over my Instagram ads, literally everywhere, I started seeing this baby. This one I'm pretty sure was one of book of the months. I always struggle to say that. The same thing happened with The Love Hypothesis last month. But anyways, this book was one of those books, so I think that's why it's been like so heavily pushed and advertised. But yeah, we just got two fun little witchy rom-coms, and I feel like it's October, you know, Halloween is right around the corner. It'd be a fun little moment to compare these books. Again, don't know what they're about other than that they have witches and it's some type of romance. So it should be fun. Both times that I've done this on my channel, I have had one of the books that I was like more excited about and I decided to save that one to read second. And both times I ended up actually liking the book I was less excited about more. So, did that make any sense? I'm gonna switch it up this month. I'm a little more excited about this one. I think the cover is just like really cute and fun. So I think I'm actually gonna start with this one because it's been opposite in the past videos, so I think I'm gonna start with this one and then we're gonna move on to compare it to this one. But as always, I'll probably get like 100 pages in, check in with y'all, let you know general synopsis of what's happening. I'm not gonna give any spoilers away, but I do wanna kind of give my live reaction, let y'all know what I think. But yeah, I'm really excited. Let's go. Okay guys, I am a little bit over 100 pages in and I just have to say right off the bat, this book is easy reading. I did not realize that I was even that far in and I just saw, I was like, oh crap, you're on page like 110. You need to stop and give a little update. So pretty much, this is a really cute little book. Seriously, I feel like it could totally be a movie I would have watched on like ABC Family when I was growing up on like 31 Days of Halloween or something like that. That kind of mixed with not like a Hallmark movie moment, but it's just like a total cutesy kind of rom-com. Almost reminds me of what's that movie called with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman? Practical Magic, I think that's it. It totally reminds me of that. But pretty much this story follows a girl named Vivi, I think is how it's pronounced. It's short for Vivian. So she comes from a family of witches. They live in this small town in Georgia and it reminds me a lot of Mystic Falls and the Vampire Diaries. That's actually set in Georgia in real life, but just the way it's described, the kind of like way the town is set up and its traditions and all of that very much reminds me of Mystic Falls. But yes, Vivi lives with her aunt and her cousin. Her parents passed away at some point when she was younger and she's been living with them ever since. She didn't know that she was a witch until she went to live with them. She hadn't practiced magic or anything like that. But now she is a full-blown witch and her aunt and her cousin actually own this little kind of magic shop in town called Something Wicked. It's very like, it has witchy stuff there, like tarot cards and like grimoires you can buy and just kitschy little witchy boho types of things, but nobody knows they're actually witches, which is like kind of fun. But this story pretty much starts out 9 years in the past and Vivi has just gone through a breakup with this guy, Rhys. Like, guys, Rhys as in like Rhysand, like from ACOTAR, like R-H-Y-S spelled the same way. And Rhys is Welsh and I'm kind of feeling dumb right now. I'm like, has this been a real name all along and I'm over here thinking that like it was just made up for ACOTAR? I don't know, but it's literally the same and it keeps throwing me off. Like I can't get used to it. I'm like, you can't just, this is a once in a lifetime name. You can't just give this to a guy in a rom-com casually and I'm not gonna just not think of Rhys from ACOTAR. But anyways, her and Reese have just broken up. She was totally like head over heels for this guy, but he comes from a line of like very important witches from Wales, and he pretty much, they've been together like 3 months, but he lets Vivi know that he is betrothed to marry someone else. This is like apparently a common thing amongst witch families, like sort of arranged marriages. And like he loves her, he wants to be with her, but he needs to first go deal with this arranged marriage that his father has set up for him. And so she's like, how could you not tell me about this? Whatever, completely heartbroken. They basically break up. He goes back to Wales. And so the start of the book is like her drunk in a bubble bath, and her cousin is trying to like make her feel better, and they're just like goofing around, and she ends up like getting out of the bath, and they kind of jokingly decide to like place a hex on Reese. Like they're literally just messing around. They light a few candles and they say like a bunch of funny things about things that are never gonna happen to him again, like his hair is never gonna look as good again, and he's never gonna, some other inappropriate things I can't say, but just, it's just funny. Like they're placing a curse on him, not realizing that they're actually successfully placing a curse on him, I guess. And so after that, the book jumps like 9 years forward, and we see Reese present day. So now they're like 28, I think. They were like 19 at the time, so 27, 28. And Reese is like in Wales, and his father basically tells him like he has to go back to this town in Georgia because his family was actually one of the founding families. Again, very Vampire Diaries-esque. There is a Founders Day festival like every year, and I guess every 100 years a member of his family has to go and like recharge these ley lines to kind of keep the magic going in the town. So his father is like, you need to go and do this, and he's like, oh my god, Vivian lives there, I don't know, does she still live there? Isn't really thrilled to go back because they had like a very messy breakup. Like he was very in love with her, but clearly something happened and he was able to get out of his arranged marriage because he's not married, but I don't know. So he comes back to this town, and like right away crazy things start to happen, because a big part of like the hex was that like he's never allowed to invade Vivian's heart again. He's never allowed to basically make her fall in love with him again. She's never gonna let him back in, I guess. And so right away when he gets to this town, like crazy things start happening to him. He just has like tons of bad luck, and I didn't even put two and two together right away that like all these things were happening. And then whenever I realized, I was like, oh, it's because he's cursed, duh. So yeah, him and Vivian like run into each other very quickly because it is a small town, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like they've just gone to try to like recharge the ley lines that he was supposed to, like his father sent him there to do that, but like it's gone horribly wrong and it didn't work because he's cursed right now. And it seems like Vivian is kind of like falling for him all over again, and that was like a part of the curse, was that like he wasn't allowed to make her fall for him again. So I really don't know what's gonna happen. A big part of that curse also had to do with some sexy stuff, so I'm anticipating something's gonna happen with that, and it's gonna be like really funny. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of what this book is generally about. It's really just like cute, it's funny, it's entertaining. I'm really enjoying it. Like it is perfect for this time of year. Like I don't know that I would really want to read this if it wasn't Halloween time. Like it's a good book and it's cute, but it's just so perfect for like the month of October. It really gets you into all those like witchy, spooky vibes. Again, just reminds me of something on like ABC Family so far. But yeah, that's where I'm at. It's really cute. I'm liking it. I will update you guys in probably another 100 pages or so. Okay guys, it is the next day, and I actually ended up reading another 100 pages of the X-Hex last night because it really is just that easy to read. I'm definitely gonna finish it today, but wanted to check in again. It's really cute. I'm really like feeling all the Halloween vibes. It's weird, as I get older, I just feel like the holidays just kind of like pass you by. I feel like once you're out of school, and maybe it's just like with this new digital age, I don't know, like holidays used to feel way more defined when I was a kid. Is it just me? I feel like maybe it was because we were watching like ABC Family, 31 Nights of Halloween, and then like the Christmas one. I don't know, but like I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, but I haven't felt very Halloween-y, even though it's already like halfway through October. But like reading this book, I'm just getting like all those fun kind of like nostalgic feelings of like being a kid and Halloween, and like I'm just feeling like Halloween Town is on TV and I'm like cuddled up with a blanket and I'm just like watching it, and it's a great old time. But yeah, I'm liking the book so far. Pretty much like what's happening now is because Reese is cursed. Like all these crazy things are happening in the town because he tried to like recharge the ley lines and his magic is like corrupted. So now like all sorts of wacky things are happening within the town because like the magic is just like not right. And it's really funny. It's like goofy stuff and just like some not so goofy stuff, some things I definitely like need to fix, but that's just kind of like what's happening right now is like Reese and Vivi are like trying to figure out how to reverse the hex, reverse the curse, and just get all the magic back to normal. I mean, this book isn't anything super crazy or profound, but like I really don't mind that. Like it's just a fun little Halloween read. And one thing that I like about it, which might sound surprising coming from me because I really do love world building, like that's one of my favorite parts of like fantasy books, but I enjoy that this book isn't trying too hard to do that. Like it isn't over here overly explaining the magic system. Like we're not getting a bunch of background on like why these people are witches, like where their powers come from, what kind of powers they have, what they mean. Like it's just really lighthearted and fun. And I feel like there is like a time and a place for that world building and that like super intense stuff. And I love it, but with this, I like that like the author isn't trying to do that. Like they're not taking it too seriously. It's just a fun, cute little witchy rom-com and I'm here for it. I'm definitely excited to see how it ends. Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm glad I did this video. Okay guys, I just finished the X-Hex and I have a few thoughts and comments. First of all, it was very cute. Things got a little spicy and steamy there and it was an interesting time, but the ending, I feel like the end of this book was so rushed. Like things literally wrapped up in a matter of like 10 pages. Things that I feel like could have easily taken up like 50 pages and could have been really like elaborated on. I know some people don't care for all of that and like it's fine, it wrapped up, like you're just here for the romance, you don't really need all the plot lines and the story necessarily, but like I was kind of interested and invested and I was like, okay, what's about to happen here? And I was thinking, I was like, we're getting to the end of this book, like how is this about? We don't even know what's gonna happen, like what is the solution to this? And then everything just kind of like happened very quickly. I also feel like there was a big aspect to this story that was not ever kind of addressed again. Like I have questions and I kind of thought the whole book was like alluding to, I mean it's not really a spoiler because it's like the whole premise of the book. The reason that Reese like left in the first place was because he was in an arranged marriage to this girl, but now he's clearly not anymore, and that was like just kind of never addressed. Like I assume he got out of it, but it's like you're not gonna bring up, I don't know, I just thought that was kind of odd. Like why did you even make that a thing? I know the whole reason for that was like he had to go back to Wales because he was in this arranged marriage and like that's why they had to break up, but I'm just confused as to how that's not ever going to be discussed again. And it's kind of weird how Vivi or Vivian like never even asked him like, hey, what happened to the girl you were supposed to marry? Yup, maybe I like missed it, I don't know, but I'm just like a little bit confused. Guess it doesn't matter. It was very cute in the end. Again, I feel like totally a movie I could have watched back in the day on ABC Family and I would have loved it. Very good for Halloween time, very fun. But yeah, it's definitely not that deep. Like it's just supposed to be a fun little Halloween rom-com and I'm here for it. It was cute. I'm definitely excited to dive into Witch Please now. And I'm sure I'll get at least 100 pages in today, so I will check back in with you guys once I do. Okay, it's literally been 30 seconds, but I just have to pop in and comment on this. I just opened Witch Please and the first line, the first page, this has happened every book battle that I've done. I've only done 3, but like, I always know the books are gonna be similar, like that's the whole point, but then they end up being so similar, just having things in them that are just like, make them such a good comparison. But I just had, like I literally laughed out loud because I'm like, are you kidding me? Because the literal first line and the whole like, tagline of the X-Hex is like, don't mix vodka and witchcraft. And the beginning, the first like little paragraph of Witch Please is, do not cast when you're hungover. Like do not cast a spell when you're hungover. Don't mix vodka and witchcraft. Literally, the first rule would be, do not cast when you're hungover. That's so similar. And I think both of these books just came out. So I'm not even saying, yeah, they both just came out. So I'm not even saying like one copied the other. It's just funny. I mean, that makes for the good premise of a rom-com, like witches that are drunk casting funny spells, but I'm like, is this literally gonna be a situation where she casts a spell on a guy? I assume. I don't know. I will let you guys know what this book's about in a little bit. Okay, hi guys. It's the same day, but I just got back from a run and I'm only like 70 pages in, but I just was thinking and I wanna talk about this book. So, Witch Please. First of all, there are so many similarities between this and the X-Hex already, but also so many differences. First of all, obviously, the whole theme of this video, both of the lead character women in these stories are witches. They're modern day witches. The girl in this story's name is Danica. They're both like around the age of 30. It's the typical rom-com age. They're all between 28 and 32. We know the drill. Honestly, I love it though, prime age. But yes, this part was so funny and it was actually also mentioned on the first page, but I didn't get to that part before I jumped on and told y'all the last thing about the similarities in the beginning. So, just like in the X-Hex, and I'm not saying that either one is ripping off the other because both of these books just came out. I think I already said that before, but so in the X-Hex, Vivian and her cousin, who she grew up with as a sister, owned a witchy store. Guess what's happening in this book? Literally, Danica and her cousin, Clementine, who she also grew up with, like as a sister, they also own a store together. This one though, the difference is I do think it's kind of fun. It's called Fix It Witches. So the Something Wicked store in the X-Hex is like an actual witchy store. Like they sell like cauldrons and spell books and like things like that. But this one is just a repair shop. It just has like witchy branding. And it's kind of a genius idea because Danica and Clementine are witches. They just magically fix things and they're able to fix everything. So honestly, a genius idea and a way to like stay under the radar. Kind of funny with the name. I approve of it. The other similarities I would say is both of these stories are written very similarly in that they're both third person perspective, but you see the point of view of the girl and the guy love interest. So speaking of the guy love interest in this book, his name is Titus, which is a very interesting name. Books lately are getting a little wild with their naming conventions. I mean, I guess they want to be different, but whatever, it's kind of fun. But Titus, the whole story starts out with him coming into her shop because he needs his oven repaired. He owns a bakery down the street called Sugar Daddy's, which I thought was so cute. So yeah, pretty much like Titus comes in needing his oven repaired, and right off the bat, he's like, they hit it off pretty well. Like they're both into each other clearly. But something that we learn about in this book that didn't really come up in the X-Hex is it's very much frowned upon in this world for witches to get with mundanes, basically non-magic people, muggles, if you will. I think in the X-Hex they call them normies. So it's, if you basically marry someone that's not a witch, I think your powers slowly like drain over time, and so you pretty much like lose them. So it's very frowned upon in the witch community to not marry another witch. Wasn't that a thing in Wizards of Waverly Place, or am I making that up? I can't remember. But so Danica is very like interested in Titus, but she's like, this can't go too far. This can't like be a real thing because I can't marry him, obviously, because he's not a witch. And also her grandmother in this story is like very much old fashioned. Like if she even found out that she was fraternizing. Is that a word? It's a little bit late, guys, I'm not gonna lie. If she even found out that Danica was like entertaining this guy that was not a witch, she would like be furious, be fuming. So yeah, that's kind of what's happened so far in the story. They both like each other. They're both kind of pursuing each other. Nothing like too crazy has happened so far yet, but I will say so far, I like the writing of this book a lot more. The X-Hex was very light. It was very fun. I've said that a million times, but like the writing of this story, it's a lot more like serious, and I don't mean that to be like, ooh, deep, dark, whatever, but it's just like, it's like a regular book, but it just has the element of like a witch in it, where I feel like the X-Hex was kind of just written to be released around Halloween and be like a fun Halloween book, you know, get some good sales, no judgment, no tea, no shade. But this book, I feel like really is, there's a lot deeper of a story there. Like we're seeing both perspectives, and they both, like, both Danica and Titus have like family things, and things are being revealed. There's just a lot more like elements and plot lines and like story building to this than I feel the X-Hex had. I really like it so far. One thing just happened though that kind of gave me the ick, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but Titus is a 32-year-old guy, and this is a small town. It reminds me a lot of the town in the X-Hex, and he's like kind of the talk of the town. He owns this super popular, super successful bakery that everybody loves. Everyone knows who he is. He's like the most attractive guy in town, of course, but it was kind of just like casually revealed in his like inner monologue that he's a virgin, and I'm just like, I don't need that. I don't, whatever. I'm not saying that that's not a thing, but it's kind of not a thing. As like, if you're the hottest guy in town, like that just doesn't, regardless, not the point. I don't need that in a story. If it's gonna be in a story, it better be like a YA, we're both 18, first love kind of moment. I don't need a 32-year-old guy. Like, there can be a love story without it needing to be like, neither of us have ever looked at another person in our life and you're my first love and my first everything. Like, I don't need that when we're like 30-year-old mature adults. Do you guys feel me? And I just like, I don't think that's a necessary element of the story, and it just like really made me cringe, and that's like the last thing I read, so it's just kind of fresh in my mind. I know it's not that deep, but that's just, I don't love that. But otherwise, the story so far is really good and I'm really liking it. Low-key, I think I'm gonna like it better than the X-Hex, but I'm not gonna say anything yet. We will see. I will check in with you guys probably tomorrow because I need to shower, so bye. Okay, it is the next day. I'm on page 200, so I'm a little over halfway through, and y'all, these reading vlogs are just always so interesting to film and look back on because they really are just such a roller coaster. I started this book out, and you know, I said I feel like I'm gonna like the writing style of this a little bit more. The beginning seemed promising, okay? It was very insta-lovey for me, which honestly the X-Hex was too. They're both very insta-lovey, which I don't typically like. But this story, as it's gone on, it's a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those books where the characters are in their 30s and they're just kind of acting like they're like 17-year-olds that are entering their first relationship ever. Just like the way that they think, the way that they communicate, the things that they do, the decisions that they make. It's like I'm 24, and some of the things that these 32-year-old characters are doing, I'm just like, are you serious? I don't know, like this, it's going real slow. Like I said, in the very beginning, I was like, okay, this concept seems kind of cute. I feel like it has some potential, but it's really just gone like super slow, super stretched out. I don't even know the whole premise is like, obviously, Danica and, why did I forget his name? Danica and Titus, how could I forget? I mean, they like each other, but you know, the deal is Danica is a witch and she can't be with a non-witch. So, you know, but they still have feelings, of course. So I thought that was gonna be like just the very beginning, but it's like we're over halfway through and that's still like what's happening here. And I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? I don't know, like maybe something interesting will happen at the end. A new kind of element was just introduced that I think could be kind of interesting that's like not related to their relationship. I feel like there's definitely gonna be a twist or something at the end, but right now there's just like not much to the story other than a lot of kind of like cringy dialogue. And I feel like I kind of want to go back on what I said earlier. I feel like I was kind of talking down on the X-Hex because I'm like, oh, this was a book that was, you know, probably just written for Halloween, like to sell copies, which again, I'm like, get your coin, that's fine. I enjoyed that book better. Like because it's Halloween time, like it was a fun moment. This, like I said, is something that I don't feel at all you need to read during Halloween time. And like, yes, the witchy stuff during Halloween is still fun, but it's more just like kind of a crappy rom-com with a witch in it right now. Which makes me sad. Hopefully, like when I come back at the end, I'll change my mind, but it's just, I have to see this through, but I'm not positive that I would if I wasn't filming this book battle. Oh, I'm sad, but yes, I'm gonna probably just finish this and then I will give you guys my thoughts at the end. So I finished. Y'all, this book is just a no for me. It just off the rails. Truly, I don't understand what the point of this book was. Like, it started with one plot that was already barely a plot, and then just all these other things got added in that just like didn't matter, and it just was so disappointing. Like, this is quite literally the worst book I've read this year. Like, I hate saying that. I don't like being a hater, but like, I do not recommend this book. I wouldn't waste your time on it. Like, seriously, it just, the dialogue, the relationships, the plot, it all, especially considering again the ages, it was just so cringy and just not, I didn't like it. I simply didn't like it. I'm trying to find a positive. There was a plot twist at the end of this that, in all honesty, really connected this book back to the X-Hex. Like, when that was revealed, that was like the one thing in the whole story where I was like, oh, okay, like, kind of cool, didn't see that coming. The book also tried to get really like steamy at several points, just as steamy as the X-Hex, but like, y'all know, like, spice in books, sometimes it just works and other times it just like doesn't. And this was like cringy spice. Like, I was literally like it was just rough. I didn't love it. Also, literally bonkers, I didn't know this at all, and it kind of made me upset. There was a character in this book that got revealed like over halfway through. Another British guy named Reese. Like, I shit you not. Reese, exactly like this book, exactly like ACOTAR, R-H-Y-S. Are you kidding me? Like, that must be a common, I don't know. That to me was so weird. The one thing I will say when I finished this, it was revealed at the end that there's gonna be a second book called, I think, Bad Witch. And it's kind of like a second installment. It's about, I keep forgetting her name, Danica's sister, Clementine. It's like her book, so it's kind of like a companion novel. That one, to me, sounds like it'd be a lot more interesting than this one because it's gonna be an enemies to lovers sort of moment. So like, I think that one I would like a lot better than this one. I don't know when it's coming out, it didn't say, but I probably won't pick it up because genuinely this one just wasn't for me. So yeah, this was a pretty easy book battle for me. Every one of these videos, I've always ended up liking the first book I read a lot more than the second one, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, this was still fun to do. It was fun to get some witchy, spooky vibes for Halloween. Love a little rom-com moment. These were really cute to look at on my bedside table over the last few days and take some cute pictures with for my Bookstagram. Go follow me. Little plug there. But yeah, I would probably give the X-Hex like a 3.5 star. Just overall, if I'm like rating it fairly, it was probably like a 3.5 star, but like with Halloween, with the vibes, it was really cute and I really liked it. Like, I totally recommend. Like, I'm gonna post this video literally tonight. It's Friday and it's 11:30 and I'm gonna edit this and post this right now because I want you guys to have as much time as possible to like run out and get this book before Halloween, because honestly, after Halloween, like, it's fine, but it's really, that's what it's meant for. It's meant for those vibes. This one, genuinely like a 1 star. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't recommend it. But yes, if you guys read either one of these books, I would love to hear all of your thoughts down below. If you have any other suggestions for book battles, I have several planned coming up over the next few months that I'm really excited about. But yeah, I think that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye.